Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna carry on with this, Janice. You think that
You-
this is live on Facebook? You
Live
think
on
we figured
Facebook.
it out? Okay.
Yeah.
All
Can you
right.
hear
Well,
all right?
pardon me?
Can you hear all right?
I can. There's a little lag, as you say, but I am not sure um, how to, how to actually mute on Facebook.
Okay.
So we'll just do the best we can.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to welcome you today.
Thank you
This
so
is,
much.
you're welcome. This is Still Ministries' first time highlighting somebody else's services, ministries, and I'm so excited that you're the first guest.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Debbie.
Yeah, so Janice, I have known you for a number of years, and I know that you have done a shift from graphic design, and now you're a mindset coach. And, I'm thinking that often in our life circumstances, this is what happens. We go through things that lead us into new places. And I think that's what's happened with you, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So maybe you could just share a little bit about that, like your journey from graphic design, just a few little things about yourself.
Yeah, so I did graphic design, and actually I'm still continuing to do it right now as I gradually transition into mindset coaching. And I love graphic design. It's a great career. I've been doing it for over 20 years. I don't want to do it myself, but yeah, about 23 years. And anyways, so it's a career I really enjoy. And then my life just kind of went, as you know, and in a nutshell, I was married to a successful entrepreneur, lived in a house I loved, took some time off to be with my daughters who were young at the time, and then suddenly discovered that my then husband had lost our net worth. So that was quite the explosion. Ended up getting divorced. And as I was navigating through the divorce, I found, all of my spiritual practices were what really saved me. But I kept feeling stuck, where I was able to move through it spiritually and trust God and find solace in God, but I just couldn't get my act together. I knew I needed to move forward in my career and figure out a living situation, because I ended up moving into my mom's basement, right? Who wants to move into their mom's basement when they're my age?
Yeah, nobody. Yeah.
So grateful. And my mom's amazing. I love her so much, but that's not the life I wanted. Right. So I'm in my mom's basement kind of going, oh, how do I get out of here? How do I build my life together, put my life back together? And that's when I ended up hiring a mindset coach. And honestly, at that point, I didn't even know what the heck a mindset coach was. And so she showed me how to set goals, how to make a plan, and how to work through my paradigms, which are your self-limiting beliefs. And when I started doing that work, everything started moving forward. And the big light bulb moment for me was understanding that I had been stuck and frozen because of the thoughts in my mind, my belief system, which it's my paradigm, which, little hamster wheel of stories that you tell yourself, that inner critic had just completely paralyzed me to the point where I just couldn't move forward in my life. And once I started working on my thought patterns and changing those, it was easy to just start taking the steps I knew how to do, but I hadn't been able to do.
That's amazing. Doesn't it just show you how holistic we are? That it's not just, we tend to put our spiritual in this box. But there's so many different parts to the journey and so many different ways that can help us to get unstuck in the different areas of our lives, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I've always been a firm believer that it's really like whatever we do has to come from our own, like has to be attached at least to our own inner work. And I've
Yes.
I've watched you, Janice, and I've I've seen you do that hard inner work, and now to see this beautiful service come out of it is really incredible. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Debbie. I
Yeah.
feel like it ties in so much with that whole spiritual concept of the true self and the false self.
Mm,
And I had really
yeah.
been diving into that on a spiritual level. And then the mindset coaching helped me to actually put that into practice, because I'd really been studying that through prayer and just reflection, but I hadn't actually taken steps to live it out in my life. And then when I got into the coaching program, I started realizing, oh, all this paradigm stuff is essentially my false self. And in order for me to live out my true self, I need to focus on goals that truly reflect who I really am and what I really want, and not to be paralyzed by fear, which is what my false self is always saying. Oh, don't do that. It's scary. Don't change. Right. All the
Yes.
false self. Right. And I feel like
Yeah.
we get caught up in words. I'm using the word paradigm from the coaching world, but it's very much the same concept as your false self in a lot of ways.
Right. It probably gives more like description and kind of teeth to it, right? To understand how the false self works.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like you said, practical steps to know how to walk out of that and into your true self and into the hope and
Mhm.
the good plans, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. So if you were to tell us what is mindset coaching?
Right. So I'm going to answer that with a story, not
Perfect.
so I feel like mindset coaching is something that's difficult to explain in, bullet points, but when it's a story, I feel like it's really clear. So mindset coaching, using me as an example, it was mindset coaching is what took me from being in my mom's basement, broke, depressed, stuck, to moving forward, having my own place, having my career back in place, my ducks in a row. And so essentially the steps between life I don't want to life I want, it was getting in touch with what I actually want, setting goals around that, and making a very concrete plan with timelines to do that. So that would be sort of like the mechanical, practical side of it. And then the other part was a lot of deep inner work, going through, what's my belief system? What stories am I telling myself? Are these stories even true? Turns out pretty much all of mine were garbage. I wasn't even aware of it, right? But it was ruling my life. So through constant spaced repetition, there were a million different exercises that I worked through. And that's what shifted my belief system, which enabled me to actually put that plan into action. So does that make sense? Is
Yeah,
that an
that
athlete?
really makes sense. And one of the things that stands out to me is when you say I wasn't even aware. And I think that's it, right? Like if we're not aware of the stories that we're telling ourselves, then they really do have a lot of power over us. But once we can uncover what they are, then we can work with them and we have more choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like for me, it's like scripture where it says, with veiled faces, right?
Mhm.
Your face is veiled, you can't see God. I feel like my paradigms were my veil. And I didn't realize they were there. I thought, oh, that's just the way life is. And then removing the veil made me see, oh my gosh, I've got all these crazy stories in my head that have been stifling me my entire life, and I didn't notice.
Wow, that is so great. Yeah, no, you've really explained it really
It's nice
well.
I made it this far, Debbie.
You made it. Yes, you did. Yeah. And you're going to keep going too. Yeah. Um, so like if you were to say why I am, like, I think we can already hear why you are a coach now yourself, but are there any other thoughts you want to add to that? Like why you want to do this for other people?
I feel so inspired by the way the mindset tools literally transform my life. And I'm serious. Well, you saw me through that phase. Honestly, I was so depressed. I had no vision. I couldn't think of the future. And I'd always been a person who had goals and vision, but my divorce just knocked me out at the knees. I couldn't see anything. It was like if someone said, how do you see your future? I'm like, I see nothing, which was really scary. Right. And I'm so excited to be a mindset coach because I think if I was able to get out of the darkest phase of my entire life through the tools that I know now as a mindset coach, oh my gosh, why wouldn't I want to share this with anyone who'll listen to me? Because it actually works.
Yeah.
Who wants to see stuck in a life they hate, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
just have someone give lip service to, oh, have hope, have faith. That's wonderful. But what tangible steps can I take? What action can I take today? And specifically, how? That's
Right.
what I found really helped me with my life coach, which is why I decided to become someone. So it can be, okay, Debbie, let's pretend you're going through a hard time. It's not just me saying, oh, here's a little pep talk, Debbie. It's no, here are very specific tools that you're going to work on today and tomorrow and probably 6 months before you can actually really shift a paradigm. You're giving concrete tools to actually make changes.
Yeah, that is so great. Yeah, and
And
it
it
takes time.
and it gets to the root issue, because I know I did not like hearing this, but what I learned through my mindset coaching training was the root problem is always you. So
Yeah, you're right. We don't like to hear that, but
it's nice to think it's, because your kids are being brats, or because your boss is mean, or because your spouse or ex-spouse is being a turkey head. No, that's not the root issue. The root issue is inside you,
yeah,
which is
it's inside.
you will take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, it takes courage.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the journey when you've got somebody to companion with you and
Yes.
help you um, right where you are is
Mhm.
very powerful. You're not just, you know, trying to figure it out on your own.
And I don't think we're ever meant to struggle alone.
I don't think so either. No, no. Yeah. So when you think of yourself, and you know, you do bring your unique self to this too, your intuitiveness, your compassion for people. Um, what what would you say you offer, you, Janice,
Offer as me.
within within this mindset coaching?
Great. So I'm not sure if this is exactly what you're driving at, but I feel what I personally bring is a true passion to see other people step into their true selves, to
Um,
really be their biggest, best version of themselves, to think bigger, to dream, to go after their dreams, and not do the, oh, it's safe, or I've always done this, or, but to really live the way that God called you to live, even if it's scary and all that stuff, to just go for it.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
Go big.
And tomorrow you have a free workshop. Can you just tell us a bit about that?
So it's tomorrow night from 6 till 7 on Zoom. And it's basically an introduction to mindset. So a lot of my talk is going to be about goal setting, because unless you have a goal, you're not really moving forward, right? So the reason I focus on goals so much, it's like, you don't hop into a car and not pick a place in terms of your destination, right? So you need to choose where you want to go. So I focus on goals. And then the other portion of the workshop talks about your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, how paradigms work, all the inner workings of your mind, and then how you can use that knowledge to take action towards your goals.
Oh, that's excellent. Oh, that'll give people a great idea of what it all entails, and kind of the introductory foundation to it all. Yeah. So we'll have to put on when we post this, where will they get this Zoom link, or where can they go to your website? What would you like? How would you like to direct people?
So I can send you a link, Debbie. I don't know if you can put it on Facebook now. You probably want to do it later, but I'll email you the link, and you just click on the URL registration link, and that will register you for the Zoom event. So I'll then you'll get the Zoom link so you can join tomorrow night. And if you can't make it, I can email a link to the recording.
Oh, that's always great, to have the recording after.
Yes.
Oh, well, I know that it'll be a great time. Yeah, very educational. Yeah. And you have a great way of presenting. So I don't think anybody will be bored for an hour with you.
I hope not. A little pizzazz in there, Debbie.
Yeah, a little pizzazz. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Janice. This is great. And I hope that you guys who are viewing it, that this is helpful for you. Share it with your friends, and we will put up on Facebook that URL link so that you can register to go to your first free workshop. It's great. Amazing. Is it your first, or maybe not?
It's my fourth one.
Oh, it's your fourth one. Okay.
Well, it's good you're not coming to the first one, so it wasn't any good.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, now they're good. It's number 4. That's number 4. Okay. All right. All right. Well, take care, and all the best tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks so much, Debbie.
Okay. Bye for now, Janice.
Bye.